Hello Stitchers, welcome to my channel. My name is Crafty Creative Claire and today is October the 16th, so halfway through the month already. Where has it gone? I don't know. Before I start, I would just like to give a couple of shout outs to some FlossTubes that I've been watching this week. The first one is I have finally discovered Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. Where have I been? I don't know. I've missed everything that they've been doing so far. So this week I went back and watched all of their videos from number 1 up to current, and all in a row, which I don't tend to do. I like to chop and change and mix people up, but I just sat and just kept hitting play because they are fabulous. So if you haven't seen them, go and check them out. Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. And if you want inspiration on how to finish your pieces, they are just incredible. It's like, I finished it and now it's fully finished into this amazing creation, whereas I'm like, I finally finished something and I put it in a drawer or something like that. So they've definitely inspired me to perhaps get on and do something with my finishes. So have a look at those, check those out. The other FlossTube I want to just flag up for you is Buckle Stitch. Hi Isla. She's done a fab, just 5 minutes long walk around what it's like to go to the knitting and stitching show at Ali Pali. She did that yesterday and I was there on Saturday, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I just loved watching that this morning, and you know, it does really give a little bit of a flavour of what it's like to be at one of the shows, as in crazy crush of people and lots of lovely shopping. That's all good. So I have had some questions this week, so before I get stuck into whips and things, I thought I would just go through those. So Maria contacted me through Instagram. My Instagram is @CraftyCreativeClaire, and I post on there far more often than I do videos. And she wants to know what it is like to be a stitcher in the United Kingdom. What are who our favourite designers are, what shops and things that we buy all our stuff from, who are the local dyers of fabric and threads and things like that. Well, that is a massive question, and I do not feel qualified to speak on behalf of all the UK stitchers. There are plenty of UK FlossTubers out there that are brilliant. But for me, I can tell you that a lot of my favourite designers are from America, from the States. Obviously my favourite is Teresa Wentzler, and she was from the States. Well, she still is, but she's no longer designing. But I love things like Ink Circles and Lizzie Kate, and I love all the Heaven and Earth designs, and they're all based across the water. Although I have to say, I've definitely been eyeing up some of the Russian designs lately. Particularly, there's a fabulous one, I think, Maria, it's on your Instagram, of the Hobbit hole, things like that. So I'm a big fantasy fan, so anything to do with hobbits and Tolkien gets my vote. So as for British designers, Doreen Jones is a big popular one, and there's lots really. I don't tend to stitch British designers very much. I do stitch Doreen Jones, and Heritage Stitchcraft has all the embothy threads, and these are kind of companies and designers that are British based, and the Heritage Stitchcraft do a lot of John Clayton stuff, which is he does loads of stuff like the Elegant Ladies. He does all the different international cross stitches, like the Tuscany one that I showed in my last FlossTube. So I'll be doing that. That's one of his. And lots of ye olde British scenes. He's fabulous at that. So he does lots of paintings that get turned into cross stitch. And also Michael Powell is based in Wales, and he is just fabulous. I love his designs. He's an artist that has them translated into cross stitch, and they are just fabulous. So look him up, definitely. He was at Ali Pali Knitting and Stitching show, and I missed him. I thought we'd managed to go around all the stalls, but obviously I must have missed a corner or something where he was, so I didn't get my fix. However, I am going to a hobbycraft show in Birmingham NEC in 3 weeks time, and he's usually there, so I'll see him then. That's fine. As for fabric and floss dyers, other people will probably know more than I do, because I'm fairly new to the whole land of hand dyed fabrics and things. But I have now signed up to a Fabric of the Month club with Sparklies. I don't know if you recall a few videos ago, I had a sample pack sent to me to review from Kate at Sparklies, and I just fell in love with her fabric. And so I've signed up to a Fabric of the Month club. And so far, so good. I really like it. It all seems to be very neutral, very kind of pale shades at the moment, which is very pretty, but very pale. And I'm quite looking forward to having some with a bit more pop. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. So I've paid my invoice for this month, and we'll see what comes at the end of the month. There are also a few of the Chromatic Alchemy is a good one. Joddery Designs does fabulous hand-dyed threads. Crafty Kitten. Who else? Pole Stitches. And I'm sure I'm missing some out, but those are all UK-based ones. Stitching in the UK is nowhere near as big as it is in the States. Oh, I would love to just spend an afternoon in one of the big LNSs over in the States. And a very large credit card amount to spend because I would spend so much. We don't have that amount of stuff in the UK. It's very difficult to get hold of sometimes, especially when you can't find it online in the UK, because if you have to order it from the States, which I have done, you do sometimes get slammed with custom charges, which can just put another 50-75% again on top of the price that you've already paid for the chart. So it's not ideal. But we are a lot better served than maybe lots of other countries, so I can't complain too much. I never really have too much difficulty getting hold of something if I really want it, so I'm not going to complain. So that's that. And the Liana Homecrafts asked if I could do a whip parade of all my whips. I've got about 60 whips at the moment. I've lost track. It's somewhere around that number. And as my laptop tablet thing here will only record for about half an hour, I don't think we're going to do that. I might do kind of half and half, kind of half of my whips in one video and then another half. I don't know, we'll have to see. If that is something that you would like to see, let me know and I can make it happen. If it's just Liana, then I might private message you. But we'll see. Right, on to what have I been stitching this week? Well, I've got to finish. Yes, I have. But it's only small. It is a Halloween owl. And this is stitched on a scrap piece of kind of duck egg blue linen that I had in my stash. And the pattern was from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween special from 2014. It's actually there on the cover. I didn't do the hoo-hoo bit at the bottom. And that is going to go on a card to go to somebody for the October swap in the ATC and card swap group on Facebook that's run by Adele. If you want to join that group, let me know. We're doing ATCs to swap in November. So that's that. So I'm going to fully finish that onto a card and send that off before the end of the week. That was my finish. And now a couple of whips. I didn't show you last week the update on my Saturday piece, which is Jewel of the Sea Story Keep from Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is her. So I stitch on her every Saturday. So this Saturday I was exhausted after the Ali Pali show and only managed about half an hour on her. But I do stitch on her every Saturday. Needle Minder from Needle Keep Emporium. Lovely. And she is so nearly done. so nearly done. In fact, I've got the pattern here, and I know we don't show patterns, but good luck if you want to try and restitch this. That's all I've got left. It was a few more pages up above, and that's all I've got left to do at the bottom. But having said that, I only do that on Saturday, so it's a very, very slow progress. But I'm going to take her to the retreat in Milton Keynes in 2 weeks. So she is beautiful. I love her. And then the other 2 whips that I've been working on you saw last week. So very minimal progress on Celestial Companions, my dragon. I finished up going along the row here and then moved down to do along here, and then I will go across. So not much progress to show there. Him looking as gorgeous as he always does. He will look like that. Looking forward to getting down to the fairy actually. And I finished on Little Alien Schoolgirls. I finished the parking meters, or whatever they are. I think they're supposed to be alien flowers of some description, or alien plant life. Parking meters is what they are to me. Pay to park your spaceship. So, finished that little section. So this is going to go away for a little bit and then come back out. I like to do one section in between spending some time on another whip. So, looking good. And unfortunately, Princess Leia had a bit of an accident. She came off of her magnet as I was stitching. I was very distressed. And my husband immediately got his I can fix this head on. So he got out the hot glue gun, reattached her to the magnet, along with a couple of others that had come off, and a brooch that I picked up at a jumble sale, meaning to turn into a needle minder, like sometime over the summer. And we stuck magnets on, and he made one of the little jewels fall out, but we've kept it so we can glue that back in. But that's not a bad little needle minder, that. Good magnets. I got the magnets from eBay, I think. I need to get some more. I'm running out. So, that's that one. Little Alien Schoolgirl. I know lots of you love it. Highly recommended. My ink circles. And speaking of ink circles, I've got a new start. I decided that I didn't have anything going for Dark October stitching. I've got a few Halloween pieces on the go, but they're not exactly what you could call dark. They're more cutesy or something like that. So I started ink circles, wings and things. Well, that's fairly dark. It's got skulls on it. So it counts for, you know, stitching along with Pepe as well. This is my Pepe, McKenna's lovely friend. And so the middle is done in a different kind of fabric. And then it's got variegated all around the outside. Now I'm planning on doing something slightly different, which I'll go into in a minute. But this is my start. Have I started that way? It's that way. On this fabric. Now this fabric is Opal Quiescence from Chromatic Alchemy. And this is the piece that I bought from Adele. So I've started the spider web in the middle, and I've just done a grey with blending filament in it to give it a little bit of a sparkle. So I was thinking of doing my voluptuous mermaid on this piece of fabric, but so that'll just have to find something else. And I'm just going to put that to one side because I'm going to come back to that in a minute and show you some other things that I got from Ali Pali to go with that. But before I do that, there is one other start. This was an Ali Pali purchase from the Knitting and Stitching Show, the Prairie Schooler Witching Hour. And I like the big pattern, but it's based on a Ouija board, which I don't like. I've had not particularly good experiences with them in the past, so I don't particularly want to hang one in my home. So I'm going to rechart the Ouija board stuff, like the no, the yes, the goodbye, and I'm going to use the alphabet here to chart something like Witching Hour there instead of the alphabet. So I like that with a few changes, but what sold it to me was this witch here. She is fabulous, dancing away. And Sarah, no, she's not about to step on her cat. She's dancing with the cat. Very happily, as you can see. So, what I'm doing is I'm doing the witch, excuse me. Doing the witch on 18 count Ada. I think it's 18 count. Might be 16 count. And this will be my October ATC. So I will cut her out and stick her onto a card and send her off to my partner in the Instagram Cross Stitch ATCs group. So that's her start. My start. Pointy nose, pointy hat, as witches should be. That's what she will look like. Okay, so excuse me. This leads us nicely onto my haul from the Knitting and Stitching show. I was very restrained. Even my husband said that I was very restrained, which made me feel better about what I did spend. So I bought 3 patterns. So I bought the Prairie Schooler one, bought the Lizzie Kate Autumn Smalls, because I've seen that on various people's floss tubes, and I just really like it. It was on Priscilla and Chelsea's as well. Finished that one very beautifully. And it came with the buttons, the little buttons for the eyes and things. So there's that one. And then there was Strawberry Fields Forever from Blackbird Designs. And I'd had my eye on this for a while, and it's suddenly becoming a little more difficult to get hold of in the UK. So I was hoping that the store would still have it in stock, and she did, so I snatched it up. So it might not be my usual kind of style, but I just really like it. A big strawberry plant thing over the house. So yeah, so I've got that one. So those are the patterns. And then I got, for the wings and things, let's see, I got some thread. Now this is not just ordinary thread. Oh no. This is Gloriana silk. Beautiful. So vibrant. And against this fabric, it's going to be beautiful. So all the bit, where's the pattern? This bit I will do in these 2 colours. I had the fabric out. I sat on the floor in the middle of the stand, and me and my friend Christelle were just pulling colours of Gloriana and throwing them on the fabric to try and figure out what would work. And the stall owner came over and said, "Ladies, what are you doing?" And then she got into it as well, and she was like, "Oh no, you don't want that one. That causes it to fade out, and that one's too dark here." So she was pulling Gloriana's off the wall as well, and these are the ones that she came up with, and I love them. So much fun was had by all. And what I'm thinking of doing is doing most of it in the darker one, so that one, and then picking out different motifs in that one. So picking out the skulls and the pumpkins, and maybe a couple of other things, maybe a couple of the bats in the lighter shade to give it a little bit of depth. And so that's those threads. Now in the middle on the pattern, they've got a round black button with just some stitches coming out for legs for the spider. I didn't want to do that, so I bought some charms. I went for 1 charm. I put them in a little tin. I bought more than 1. I bought 36. Lots and lots of charms in there. They are all fabulous. And there's this stall, and it's just got about 4 trestle tables full of teeny tiny pots full of different charms. Look at this owl. Focus. So cute. And a pumpkin. There's just some beautiful, beautiful charms here. But where's my spider? this dude here is the one that is going to go in the middle of my web. Like that. Obviously, the size looks a little bit better on the actual thing. So there. My daughters love playing with the charms. So I bought the charms to put on various projects. Couldn't resist. And they were so cheap. They were like 11, 12, maybe 20 pence a charm. So all of that lot cost about £7, which I thought was really reasonable. Use that. Then Tracy P is having another birthday stitch along, and the chart that she has chosen is a for people who wish to join in, is a free chart from Plum Street Samplers, and it's called Brouhaha, and it looks, can you see it? Looks like that, with a little pumpkin dude drinking his coffee, or in my case it's going to be tea. So I love him, and it was great fun stitching the sister stitches last year, so I'm going to join in this year. So for that I have bought some 18 count Ada. I don't know if you can see the mottling in it. It's kind of light brown, but it's got different mottling. I don't know if it's showing up particularly well. So I'm going to stitch him on that. I'm probably going to use that for other things as well, because it's a full fat quarter and I only need a little bit. And I bought my very first Valdani orange to do his body with. So he's going to be a little bit brighter. I like bright. So that's Valdani cotton. Aha! And on the Steph Francis stall, who does fabulous dyeing things, so much dyed silk and dyed fabric and all kinds of stuff, I just was able to resist and just bought this one here that I'm going to do some of the cups in. I thought it was nice and autumnal. So I'll go on there. So that'll be nice. So that'll be a new start coming up. Is that all I bought? No, it's not. I bought a new hoop. 2 new hoops. Only one is going to be stitching. The bigger one is going to be stitching. 10-inch hoop. And this one is going to have all my washi tape on. Because I like to store my washi tape on hoops. So there. And then I just bought some backing, Halloween backing fabric in case I feel inspired to make an ornament, which was nice, and some trims for said ornaments. So that's it. That was my knitting and stitching show haul. Now, looking at the time, a few videos ago, too many months ago, it's actually rather shocking, I did a FlossTube giveaway, which was for the Joan Elliott Angel of Blessings Afghan, and I had all the patterns from various magazines, so you've got the whole lot. So 8 people put their names forward to get the charts, and I'm so shocking. I'm so sorry that this is like so long later that I'm drawing it, but I am. So the idea was you had to tell me what your angel would be. If you had an angel of blessing, what yours would be. Mine would be kind of dragons, angel of dragons or angel of chocolate. And this is D Muck, and her angel would be the angel of health. So D, thank you for entering. Sorry you had to wait so long. I will try and contact you. If you see this before I manage to contact you, then contact me first. And I will send you out those patterns. And I'm sorry you had to wait so long. And yeah, thank you for everybody who entered. And I'm going to do another one right now. And sticking with the angel theme. I have got Lavender and Lace Michael. It's completely sealed, new. And I got it in the sale from so-and-so because I couldn't leave it there. It was that cheap. But I don't want to stitch it. And I'm sure that there are people out there who do. And he is gorgeous. Looks a little bit like Michael Fassbender. And Pip Stitch has stitched him and he is just stunning. So, if you want the Angel Michael, comment below. Do not say anything about giveaway in your comments. It's open to all my subscribers. Please be a subscriber. If you are under 18, please get your parents' permission, because if you win, I will need to have your address, and I don't want to get into trouble for asking children for their address. And so if you want him, just say, I don't know, I should have thought about this, shouldn't I? Just do a comment about angels. Say something about angels in your comment, and I will know that you would like to be entered for this. And this drawing will end in, hopefully, no promises, 2 weeks. When I get back from the Milton Keynes stitching retreat, I will do an update video then on how the retreat went, and I will draw the winner then. So that's 2 weeks for him. Okay. Just before I go, and hoping I've got a couple of minutes left, I'm just going to show you a little bit of the crochet that I've been up to. So if you're not interested in that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. If you are interested, I've done another baby blanket, and I always seem to go wonky in the middle. Look, wonky. But this baby blanket is for my sister, who had a little baby girl last Monday, so a week ago, and I'm going to see her on Saturday. So, nice and bright. I'm also in the middle of doing yet another one for a friend who is pregnant. So I'm like a baby blanket machine this year. So that's that one. And the other things I've been crocheting are squares, 8-inch squares. I've got 40 of them ready to go, because what these are for a charity called Knit a Square, and they put all the squares together. They're based in South Africa. They put all the squares together into blankets that they give to children who live in the slums and orphans and street kids, and they just go around and they give these incredible blankets out to so many of the kids there. So I've been supporting them for a few years. And they're also sending them to refugees. So lots of charity stitching. I love just making up colour schemes. Yeah, it's great. So if you knit or crochet and quite fancy doing something for charity, these are brilliant stash busters, and they are always on the lookout for squares from anywhere in the world. So I've got 40 of these all ready to go. I usually do until I've got 40, and then they fit into a nice parcel and off it goes. So that's my crocheting. So that's it really. I will be away next weekend to visit my new little niece, and then the weekend after is the retreat. So excited to meet everybody. And then hopefully I'll be back to let you know how that went and to draw my giveaway. Okay, so happy stitching everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.